The top 3 cons of not helping your child buy their first home, as I see it, is a lost opportunity to accelerate their financial security, increasing your risk of needing to help them at a time that could jeopardize your independence and security in retirement. And finally, the risk of doing damage to your relationship, a damage that could ripple through the rest of your life and possibly even affect your relationship with future generations. So let's have a look at those 3 things right now. Greetings, this is Rick Ward, retirement coach and transition guide with Your Journey Transitions. Today we're going to look at the 3 cons of not helping your child buy their first home. The first is a lost opportunity to assist your child in accelerating their financial security. When your child buys their first home, typically reflects a stronger financial position in life. It's compounded over the years. If it takes your child an extra 10 years to be able to save the deposit or to be in a position to buy their first home, this would typically mean that they've missed one property cycle. And properties tend to double in each property cycle. Those property cycles can vary to the location, but most places in the US and in Australia where I'm at, it's about every 7 to 10 years. So depending on where you live, for an example, if a house today was worth $250,000, in 10 years time that house would be worth $500,000. 10 years after that it'd be worth $1 million. And so you could see that would make a significant impact in your child's financial future. With that type of compounding in place, your child should be financially secure by the time you're entering your retirement years. There should be no real need to provide them assistance. They're still going to struggle, and what we all do through life, but having that equity in a home gives them many tools that they could use to navigate, to negotiate whatever financial crisis they might find themselves in, freeing up your resources just to enjoy your retirement and your time with them and their children. This equity will equip them to secure loans for major purchases, both foreseen and unforeseen. The next con of not providing that assistance is that it increases the risk that you're going to help them in later years. And it may be not a good time for you. You may be on a fixed income now, and it could have a direct impact on your independence and security in retirement. Further to point number 1, if your child's not able to purchase their first home until you are entering your retirement years, there's a far larger likelihood that you're going to need to provide them assistance as they struggle through that first property cycle. Those small little financial crises, such as the grandchildren need braces, or the home heater goes out, major car repairs. If they're struggling with their mortgage during that first cycle, these little financial crises can really impact on them. And with the emotions attached to that, you're going to give them assistance. You're not going to let your grandchildren freeze or anything in a home. These small crises can send them back to your door and back into your wallet at a time when you're on a fixed income. As I said, the emotions involved in these times can lead to making poor decisions that'll impact both you and your child in the long term. It also robs them of the sense of achievement of being able to work out their own little financial crisis and not having to rely on their parents to bail them out as an adult. So this major con of not assisting your child early on, it may sound a bit selfish that it's affecting your security and well-being, because of course we're going to help our children out any way we can. As I will mention in another video, the greatest impact of this is by having to help them at that stage in your life, that's going to deplete all your resources. And so then, depending on how long you live, you may be back on their doorstep and they're going to need to support you in those later years. And in the past, there's nothing wrong with that, and there really isn't. We take care of our children take care of us. But in my circumstance, I really don't want to be dependent on my children. I don't want to be a burden on them in later years. So I want to try to assist my children any way I can while maintaining my own security and independence, so I can support myself throughout my lifetime and not be dependent on my children to financially support me at a time when perhaps they're still supporting their own children. And I don't think anybody wants that. The third and final risk, as I see it, is the possibility that you could damage your relationship with your child by not helping them out. When they come to you and want help in buying their first home and all their excitement, and you deny them that help, in some cases that could damage your relationship with your child, which could ripple through life and perhaps even damage your relationship with later generations. I really do think this is probably the greatest fear that we all have. We desperately want to help our children out of love and devotion. Oftentimes our relationship with our children is just as important to us as their relationship to us. And we don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize that. And so I think a lot of parents will always go without themselves and not think about themselves and just help their children blindly. And in some situations, that doesn't assist you or them. Now, as far as damaging the relationship, that's heavily dependent on what your current relationship with your child is now and the quality of character of your child. And deep down, your child loves you unconditionally, just as you love them unconditionally. And it's unlikely something like this will do serious damage to your relationship in the long term. I think what's important is that you take the request seriously and let them articulate, let them come to you and present you with what they need and their wishes are. And then you go through the steps to see what you can do and take it seriously. Talk to your advisors, plan it out, see what your capacity is to help them, whether that's, if it's going to be financial. Other things don't cost anything. It's a matter, you can do other things to assist them, about providing emotional support, intellectual help with research. And the key one a lot of people don't think of is adults. We've developed a network, a social and professional network of people. And there might be somebody else in your network that could give them a hand in elements of buying the house or finding finance or things like that. And so just being a resource for opening your network to your children is a huge, huge way of helping your kids if you're unable to financially help them. If you are financially able to help them and that's what you wish to do, then get some professional advice and plan that out and make it very clear of what all the expectations are. I may touch on this a bit later with the financial assistance ones. You need to be very clear what the intentions are, but you got to be careful not to be attaching a lot of strings to this. If you're giving it to them, it's just clear whether that's a gift to them or if this is a loan, and if it's a loan, how it's going to be repaid, and sort of form. It doesn't have to be notarizing like that, but a formal written agreement. This is an understanding of what's happening, and that'll assist greatly later on if things go pear-shaped, or if there's other siblings that they have, and it could impact on the inheritance of all of them. So to be fair to all the other children, it's good to have some clear written understanding of what that is. And we'll talk about that a bit more when I talk about how to financially assist your child. Personally, I only have two reasons or two criteria where I would not help my children buy their first home. And that's in the next video, part 1, episode 4. The only two reasons why I wouldn't assist my child in buying their own home. So if this is the first time to this channel, and this is the type of content you're interested in, I'd encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell. It'll let you know anytime I release new videos, particularly one in this series. If this is a series that you're really interested in, hit that notification bell. Also, if this is sort of content you like, then give me a thumbs up, and I welcome any comments in the comment section. This is a new channel, so I'm really open to going whatever direction that the greatest need and interest is in. And if you know anyone else that's interested in this comment, would you please share this video, this channel with your social network, any family, friends, anyone that you know that's over 50 and kind of interested in this type of subject matter. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and of course my website, www.yourjourneytransitions.com. So until the next video, this is Rick Ward, your guide through the retirement stages, wishing you an incredible retirement.
This is like a cocoon.
What comes out of a cocoon?
Butterflies.
Are butterflies beautiful?
Yeah.